best solutions that the country has seen in the field of public transport through the most innovative and entrepreneurial means. And I would like to conclude here by thanking all of you and sincerely hoping that this stage we will meet the deadlines, we will meet the specific problem statements, we will work together to make it a grand success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks. I would now like to invite Ankita, Lead Quality Council of India, for a detailed presentation on Citizen Perception Survey 2022.
Thank you, ma'am, and a very good afternoon to all. I would like to once again thank all the dignitaries present at the ministry, partner organizations, and the participating cities who are a part of this momentous day. In the next few slides, as the slides are coming up, I will take you through the details of the Citizen Perception Survey in terms of what it is and how it will be conducted. If we can have the slides, please.
Ankita, you may continue.
Sure.
By sharing a few words about the Citizen Perception Survey.
Right, ma'am. So, thank you once again. As I was talking, Urban Outcome Framework was launched by the Honorable Minister in Surat in April 2022. Urban Outcome Framework, also known as UOF, is an amalgamation of 4 frameworks, namely Ease of Living Index, Municipal Performance Index, Climate Smart Cities Assessment Framework, Data Maturity Assessment Framework, and Expert Suggestion. It aims to create a comprehensive sectorial-based city-level database, which is going to be the first of its kind in India. Now, Citizen Perception Survey is a part of Ease of Living Index. And Ease of Living Index has 3 pillars, which are quality of life, economic ability, sustainability. And Citizen Perception Survey tries to capture the factors across all these 3 pillars. Now, in terms of what the Citizen Perception Survey is, and also it is in the next few slides, it will be referred to as CPS. So, Citizen Perception Survey captures the opinion of the citizens about the day-to-day activities and the quality of life in their cities. Now, it has 2 prolonged approach. Firstly, it is a means for the citizens to share views or opinions about their cities, and also for the city administration to really identify and evaluate the service level gaps which are there. And henceforth, they can improve on it. Now, how it will be conducted? It will be conducted by 2 modes, one being offline and the other being online. For the online mode and for the offline mode, a web-based technology platform has been developed where the citizens can come and fill up the form. For the online one, there will be a survey link for which a lot of social media promotion is being done. And for offline, trained assessors will be deployed in 264 cities to conduct face-to-face survey of the citizens. Now here it is important to note that Citizen Perception Survey accounts for 30% of the weightage in the Ease of Living Index. Like I mentioned before, for the online mode, a web-based platform has been designed. Here's a snapshot of the web, how the website look like, and it is accessible at the link eol2022.org. The website is live on this link, and the survey questionnaire is available in 8 languages, including English and Hindi. Also, the citizens will receive a certificate of participation after successfully completing the survey, which will be issued by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Moving on, a mobile application is designed specifically for the offline mode and will be used only by the surveyors who will be deployed in these participating cities, and the surveys will be reaching out based on the methodology device and collecting feedback from the citizens. Now here comes an interesting part. So a cities awareness program has been designed, which has a set of activities that has to be conducted by the cities to promote the survey and raise awareness about it in their cities. It is requested and advised to all the participating cities to please engage in the same. In the last few days, some cities have been actively doing a lot of promotional activities, which is evident on their social media platforms. Request all to please follow in their footsteps, as cities will be later scored based on their compliance against each activity, which I will talk about in the next slide. And later on, the winners will be facilitated. Here it is also important to note that cities will have to submit about their activities in the Google form share. The Google form link has been already shared with you. We will be also sharing this presentation after this launch. Also, the Google form has to be updated as and when the activity is being conducted by the city, so that it is readily available at our end. Now, here is a list of the 7 activities that includes in a part of city awareness programs and are requested by the cities to be conducted at their end. First being the billboards and hoardings. So cities will have to place billboards and hoardings, for which the collateral design has been already shared. So cities might tweak them based on their specification, but they have to follow the general guidelines which are there. Second being, they will have to make wall graffiti in their cities. Third being organizing campaigns around the theme of ease of living, where a minimum of 50 people should be a part of the engagement. Now, the compliance way is based on their population. For example, cities with more than 10 lakhs of population should conduct 20 campaigns, and cities with less than 50,000 population should conduct 7 campaigns to meet the compliance and attain full marks. The fourth being referral survey promotion. Now, the referral survey promotion, you will have to use a code. So this ULP code, which is issued to each and every city, has to be used by the citizens while they are filling up the form, if the city is helping them to reach out to that number. At the end of the exercise, the city which will have the maximum number of citizens who might have used their referral code will attain maximum marks. 5 and 6 being the promotion on print media and digital media. Seventh activity being implementation of innovative initiatives, wherein either you can have a lot of promotion in terms of having an air balloon, getting printed t-shirts circulated around some tourist places, or even you can aim to set up a world record in that case. Next, these are the templates of the collateral that we have already shared. You can use them for placing it at metro station, railway station. You can either have it near flyovers. You can either put it at some marketplace, commercial areas. The collaterals are available in 8 languages, including English and Hindi. Now, here is a quick glimpse of what was done last time. So last time, people came up with really innovative ideas wherein they use their existing events to promote the survey. For example, Jodhpur did a promotion in a Sara craft fair. Puducherry put in a hoarding at the university and engineering colleges. Similarly, Jabalpur used one of their colleges to do some kind of an activity. And on top of that, Surat, even though it has met its target, it still achieved 73% of the more feedback that they were supposed to. Here are again few templates of what you can publish in print media. A Google Drive link has been already shared with you. Now, for the past more than a month, we have been doing a lot of social media campaigns and activities. So here is again a glimpse of what is going on social media. So this all has been published by the official UOF handle. So I will request you all the cities, to please follow, share, and come up with similar kind of a content to promote the survey. Now, like I said, we are there at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I request every participating city to please be there on all the 4 social media platforms. Firstly, follow us, follow the official handles, and also have your presence on all the 4 handles, because while you will be to participate in the city awareness program, you will have to publish all your activities on all the 4 social media channels. Also, please make a note, while you will be promoting and doing a lot of posting on the social media, you will have to use some hashtags. A standardized guideline has been already shared with you. We will be again resharing in for your ease. So make sure you are putting the hashtag of ease of living, UOF, my city, my pride, and ye mera shehar hai. Now, after we come to an end of the survey, we will be having us winners in terms of, like I initially mentioned, but also on a weekly basis, ranking will be done in terms of the top 10 performing cities, and they will be published on the official uh, ease of living site. So thank you all. So today, as you know, we are there at the launch and we just have 45 days to go. So I will urge all to please participate. A lot of cities have been already doing a lot of promotions. I will request others to please get up and look forward. We also have a snippet of the questionnaire, which has like 17 to 20 questions, which we will be sharing at a later stage, which will give you an idea in terms of what all questions we are asking the citizens when we are uh, trying to reach them out offline versus online. Also, this is the compliance of the activities for the city awareness program, which is also available on the official website, and we will be again sharing with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ankita, for sharing the presentation. Now I would like to request Shri Rahul Kapoor, Director, Smart Cities Mission, to share his remarks.
Much, Rima, and thank you, Ankita, for such a comprehensive presentation. Citizen Perception Survey for the 114 cities that participated in the last iteration. You're fairly aware of what had happened and what is it that you need to do in this version. It's a small component of the overall ease of living assessment framework, but a very, very important component. If you see, this is the feedback loop that you would get when you're trying to judge the pulse of your city. And what is it that the people feel with regard to all the hard work and the initiatives that you undertake to make their lives better? So this is a very, very important barometer. So for all the cities that are participating here, including the newer cities that have joined the urban outcome framework and the ease of living assessment this year. So I would urge you to kindly go through the website and see what all collaterals are available that you can use. There have been some wonderful use cases. I remember last time when I had gone to one of the cities in Indore, and in fact, the people were so motivated while undertaking this exercise. One of the residents actually printed the ease of living QR code for the citizen perception survey in his wedding invitation card. So now you can imagine the kind of mobilization that happened. And there were brilliant, innovative ways in which these campaigns were being run by various cities. I remember our partner MyGov, they used the whole Sholay theme basically catch the attention of people and cities. And for all the 264 cities, I think you will have to reach out to your citizens so as to be able to establish that connect, because this feedback is very, very important for us. Not to say that, of course, this is also going to lead to a city award for specifically for this particular event. The activities that you undertake, the various innovation that you adopt in basically reaching out to the citizens, and the number of participants that you are able to garner for giving a feedback to your city. So think of it like a social media campaign in a very organized manner. Think of the strategies. You will find a lot of examples. The team at QCI have worked really hard along with NIUA, our partner, to basically bring to you all the various kind of collaterals or strategies that you can adopt for running this campaign for the future. And 45 days is not a very long time, and that is why, though the campaign starts today, I urge all of you to put your best foot forward, mobilize all your resources, And of course, there might be a tendency to sometimes, these things, some people might be thinking that can we game this system? But believe me, there's a fairly robust method of checks and balances that have been built in. So anything, wherever we detect any kind of abnormality in terms of responses that you're able to get, so those get eliminated out of the process. So please be very, very careful resorting to any such measures which would bring a disrepute to this overall process, and let's maintain the sanctity of the process. So with that, thanks to all our partners, the National Institute of Urban Affairs, the Quality Council of India, the entire team. Yes. And just to add, of course, two of the states that we mentioned, Honorable Minister mentioned about Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh having elections, and even for Delhi, because the polls have just been announced. So I think they will also get a relaxation in the time for survey. Post the model code of conduct getting lifted from the city, they can basically initiate this exercise. And with that, I think, Rima, I'm sure many of the cities would have a lot of questions, but I would just want to thank our partners here in this exercise. Like I mentioned, NIUA, the Quality Council of India, the teams here in the ministry, and of course, not to forget the Institute for Competitiveness. Last year and this year also, they have brought so much of intelligence into the overall framework design and the overall evaluation process, the kind of high quality analysis that they, and Dr. Amit Kapoor, his entire team at IFC have been really, really wonderful in supporting us. And we look forward to the continued support from their organization. So back to you, Rima. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to open the floor for any queries by city representatives and other officials. I would request everyone to please put their queries in the chat window. We'll take up queries right now.
Mike.
Go in. First come should be answered first.
The question that has come right now is, what is the timeline for CPS? Yeah. So since we are launching today and it is open for 45 days, so it will continue till 23rd of December. Thank you. Second question is, will we get the mobile application to collect the offline survey? No, it will only be used by surveyors. So there will be no mobile application. Next question is, do we have to post the activities on all 4 social media platforms? So answer is yes. In order to obtain maximum marks, your presence is required in all 4 social media platforms, that is Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Next question is, will the details of the surveys be shared with the city? This question is pertaining to citizen perception survey. So answer is no, it will be kept discreet to avoid any kind of biasness. I'm looking forward to questions on Transport for All challenge.
Seems there is no challenge on that one.
Where can cities and startups read more about the challenge? You may reply, Sampath. Ashwati, you may take up these questions.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, Rima. So the detailed SOPs or standard operating procedures will be, and the challenge brief will be available on the Transport for All website, and interested startups as well as cities can visit the official website for all the details.
Okay.
Can we have someone put the Transport for All website on the chat box so everyone can then look at it?
I think they have done that.
Yes, so we've done that. We can do that again.
Next question is, how will startups and cities interact with each other?
Sure. So there are going to be multiple online and offline events that we are planning. So online, there will be T4A clinics that are planned so that the startups and cities can interact. There will also be one offline workshop, which will also be set up so that even offline cities and startups can engage with one another.
I would also request Vishwanathan from Forge to kindly come in on this question. Anyone from Forge and
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Kunal Kumar, sir. So the City Innovation Exchange, does allow a more programmatic framework for the cities and the startups to engage. As we go through the the launch of the phase 2 or the stage 2 of this program, those problem statements, those challenges will also be hosted on the CIX platform. And that will also facilitate interactions between the cities and the startups. In addition, we will, from the CIX team, work with those what we call anchor cities and make sure that there are greater opportunities for this engagement to be more deeper and to be more widespread. Other aspects in terms of the implementation of the pilots through the smart procure policy and the implementation of those procedures, the processes will also be facilitated. So I can assure that the startups will have multiple windows through which engagement will be more frequent as well as deep, so that all their concerns in terms of understanding the problem statements, the use cases, the constraints, the expectations in terms of outcomes, the value proposition, the cost structures, all of those detailing can also be done through these facilitations. Thank you.
Next question is, how will startups be selected in stage 2 of the challenge?
Thank you, Rima. So there will be an initial screening of startups by the jury by 20th December. The screened startups will then develop the solution with the support of cities and submit their solution testing and plan of action by January 2023. Now, based on this solution, up to 16 startups and solutions will be selected for the stage 3 of the challenge. And all the selection, like I said, would be done by a panel of experts formed by the ministry. The details of which startups can make are eligible were given in the presentation. We will also, which is also there on our website, on the Transport4All website. We encourage all of you to check that.
May I request Gerald from World Bank to also come in on this question and just explain the role that World Bank will be playing in this entire process, the jury process. Gerald, are you there? Can you speak up?
Yes, thank you very much. And first, let me say we are very excited with the participation in this challenge. It's been a privilege to see the dynamic leadership from the Smart City mission, as well as the very innovative thoughts that all the partners have been bringing to the table, starting with ITDP and of course the other partners. I think we are looking at two elements. One is to bring a combination of global and domestic experts who will be part of the panel that will review the different startup submissions. That will start right away now that the launch of the second phase has been initiated. We'll follow, of course, the procedures that Aswati has mentioned are going to be posted online shortly. We'll be also organizing a series of 3 international workshops around the topics associated with the 8 problem statement to bring some of the international perspective to the table as the process goes forward. The panel of experts will also then support the selected startups in the formulation of their full proposal. So we look forward to participating in this process, and certainly congratulating the ministry and all the cities who have been really very actively participating in the preparation of the surveys and the formulation of the problem statement along the way.
So there's one more question. What will be the role of smart city SPVs in the process under Transport for All challenge?
The smart city nodal officer will play a very critical role because there is any data that is required by the startups. The nodal officer will play that role of ensuring that the data from the relevant agencies are shared with the startup, and also as we mentioned about the startup procurement framework as well. So to ensure that your city adopts that framework, these are pieces that the smart city would play an active role.
More, in a broader sense, that's a technical answer to the question. But in a broader sense, these startups will actually prepare the solutions in cities. So once a startup, chooses to work out of a particular city or wants to solve the problem based out of a particular city's context, then the city has to fully be, a partner to that startup. Not only ensuring data, that's the least of the things that you have to ensure, but you have to ensure that, the right stakeholders are made available for discussions, the right, experiential sort of day-to-day problems associated with the problem are made known, appropriate engagement if required by the startups is made conveniently possible, and so on. So as I said, once a startup works with a particular city, both of you work as a collaborative joint entrepreneurial work, and then subsequently good solutions will come out, which is where stage 2 is not about startups working in isolation. Startups will work in partnership with cities who volunteer to host whichever startup. Let's say a startup X wants to work in whichever city it chooses, and maybe has options for 3-4 cities to work out with. And if the cities do favor working with that startup, then the startup will work out of that city, and then it becomes a partnership approach, because only then real solutions will come out. Otherwise, we don't need a challenge like this to convene startups. Can go on their own, but this is where meaningful, workable solutions, very adept to the context, will come out. Yeah.
There's a question: how will startup map themselves to the city?
It has been answered in the chat, which says that the problem statements have been identified by certain cities. So the startups that are applying to a particular problem we'll have a process by which you will be managed, or you'll be mapped to the cities that have raised those questions.
And then they can choose from either of those to work with, and then it's a two-way handshake that has to happen. Vish, you want to come in on this one? How the process will work on the platform itself?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I think what Mr. Kunal Kumar was alluding to in the previous answer when he was describing the process to some extent was at the core of what we're trying to do in City Innovation Exchange or in Transport for All or any of these challenges bringing startups and cities together is co-creation, right? How do you get the city and when we say city, what do we mean? We mean the administrator who also is playing the role of an empowered user who understands the needs of the city's citizens, right? So that city on the one side, represented by the administrator or the nodal officer, will have to now co-create the solutions with the startup who plays the role of an innovator. So the innovator and the user coming together is what is at the core of what we're trying to do, right? So therefore, in that sense, now it's quite likely that for a particular problem statement, you might have 5 or 6 startups who may not all have the same approach to that problem statement, but with some variations, right? Now it's for those cities and those startups to actually engage and kind of understand which is more relevant. So a kind of a two-directional discovery has to happen, right? A bidirectional discovery has to happen. That is facilitated by the City Innovation Exchange, both the platform as well as the programmatic interventions. Once that happens during the co-creation, it's not only about building, and then one fine day you ship your sort of solution and then you go for a pilot. It's not going to be like that. At every stage, there are going to be multiple opportunities for this co-creation to happen, this hand-holding to happen stage by stage, right? So that process is what makes sure that we all build the right solutions and we also build it in a quick time period, right? So that's at the heart of what we're trying to do. Yeah.
In between, I could read one question about funding of CPS. Ankita replied, there is no funds. In fact, there is enough funds with all the smart cities, and as well as the other cities will have to find some funding from their own sources to conduct the citizen perception survey. So as far as administrative expenses from the smart cities mission is concerned, that's available. I'm sure you can use the administrative expenses from other Government of India schemes, also Central Finance Commission money and other money that you have to intelligently deploy it for conducting the CPS in your city.
Another question is, can we change the language of the survey to reach out to more citizens? So the answer is yes. However, survey is already available in 8 languages, including English and Hindi.
Yeah, and if required, the 9th is possible. That's not it should not be a constraint that language is a barrier. So the survey has to be administered in the language which is preferable by the citizen. We've attempted 8 languages, but we feel those 8 languages would be quite a large chunk of the entire number, but the 9th language is always good if it is required.
Do we have bandwidth for taking more questions?
If we have more questions, anyone from NIUA wants to come in as to the role of NIUA, just to highlight. So one of the things before NIUA I would also want to mention is that the data collection exercise for the part 1 of the ease of living index, or rather the urban outcomes framework, was concluded very recently. We had to give 3 rounds of extension of 15 days each to make it possible. Even now, some of the quality of the data that has come in is not very good, and that is going to work against the interest of the city itself. So our team has been reaching out to you. There is a limit within which we will try to maximize corrective course of action as much as possible. However, if your teams in cities do not respond and do not actually avail this time period to provide suitable data, work with the team at Delhi to ensure that every kind of submission, whether documents required, have been submitted on in the proper way. Otherwise, not much can be done by us to, save that city from a poor rank, because ultimately it's your effort. And while some cities have done exceptional work, and when I mention some, there are at least 30 to 40 cities who have done exceptional work. There is a big lot of cities which have struggled to give the right data, the right submissions, the right documents. My request to all of you is that whenever our team reaches out, please respond to it in as soon as possible time periods, so that your cities don't lose out just because we as officers fail in providing the right input at the right time. Anything more that NIUA would want to add on this one and about the citizen perception survey? In the citizen perception survey, please remember parts to it. One, the citizen perception survey clearly adds value to your ease of living index ranking, because 30% of the value of what you earn out of this entire process of ranking is coming from the CPS. But more than that, there is an award for the best city engagement exercise, wherein we will actually award cities on the stage whenever the function happens, who have conducted the best exercise of citizen engagement. They may not go on to be best ranked cities in the ease of living index, but just because they took the hard work, they were creative, they ultimately the goal of the smart cities mission is to actually reach out to people, know what they are asking for, know what they're speaking about, into action. Whether that action actually goes on to successfully solve the problem or the issue raised by the citizen is a more important thing, of course, but the first level is also very, very important, and therefore we want to recognize those cities who have done that job in a diligent and honest and effective manner. So please look at that award. It's a very prestigious award to talk about cities who have best citizen engagement exercises, who have who have done exceedingly well to connect with their communities. So Citizen Engagement Award is a very important award, which of course will be a mix of 70% of the data that you have submitted and 30% of the citizen perception survey.
So Chandigarh Municipal Corporation has asked a specific question that the funding for promotion of CPS, should it come from municipal corporation or from this Chandigarh Smart City?
Well, answer is wherever they want to get it from. From the Smart Cities Mission administrative expenses, they definitely can, but they have their own option. They can choose from the places.
Anyone from NIUA?
Hello.
My request to all the senior officials from cities would be that please be in control of these two exercises at your own level. Do not delegate and forget. I know all of us are very busy doing hundreds of things. These are two very important exercises that have been launched today. I'm sure you would play the role of the leader, look at bringing together diverse others, making the entire perspective about these two launches known to them, shared with them, create a common sense of purpose within the city so that all the stakeholders align to successfully complete these two sort of programs that we have launched today, and especially on the citizen perception survey. Honest attempt will help us. Until we know the disease that is there, we have no incentive to find solutions. I'm not saying that we are looking at diseases. What we're trying to say is, let's look at an honest reflection of what our city feels about. What are the constraints felt by citizens? Let's all translate back into citizens. We are officers later. We are, whatever post we hold or whatever organization we work for is later. First of all of us are citizens. All of us have a right to express our opinion to the city so that, at some point of time, the city can work towards improving life, quality of life in the city. So please take this exercise very, very seriously. This is a very high level leadership exercise. It cannot be done in a technical manner. कि सर्वे भेज दिया, किसी को भेज दिया, कॉलेज में जाके खड़ा किया, उसने वहाँ पे कुछ लोगों को सर्वे किया. But it has to be done in a much more meaningful and engaged manner, where people are made to understand, people are engaged in a way that they understand the value of this work, so that effective engagement happens. It happens in a way that is qualitatively different, much better than otherwise done in a routine manner.
Now, thank you everyone for being a part of today's proceedings. A special thank to all our partners, especially Director NIU and his team, IFC, QCI, ITDP, the World Bank Group, and the team SCM, who have put in a lot of hard work to make this event a success. We'll now close the event, sir. Thank you.